Oh, hi, Hannah.
Oh, hi, Blaze.
And oh, hi, Chelsea.
Hello.
Welcome
Hi.
back.
Yeah, Chelsea is back in as our guest for the 8th pot of Christmas.
Ninth, I believe.
Ninth pot of Christmas. It is the... Jesus, I'm losing track.
Yeah.
The 9th pot of Christmas.
So much recording.
So much
So
recording.
little time.
That's right.
So what did True Love get for you today?
So today, on the 9th pot of Christmas, my true love gave to me Tim replacing Santa
Oh, yeah.
in the Santa Claus. So we rewatched this movie last night, didn't we, Chels?
Yes, we did.
And I thought I had lost my nostalgic love for this movie, and I rediscovered that last night.
Yep.
It was good fun.
It is one of those movies that when you go back to it, you're like, yeah, I remember why we enjoyed this movie.
That's right. Yeah,
It deserves its place
absolutely.
in the Christmas pantheon.
Yep, I agree. It's following a trope we have discussed a number of times now. Tim Allen is in this movie, playing a father who works very hard.
Is not quite there enough.
But what I'd forgotten in this movie is, and I think it gets discounted. So I actually formed an opinion of the kid in this movie. So the start of the film is Tim Allen is separated or divorced from his wife. They've got a child together named Charlie, and Charlie is spending Christmas with Dad.
Charlie bit me.
I thought you were going to talk about magical Leopleurodons when we talked about Charlie, but
It was 50-50.
it was going to go either way. And Tim Allen is trying. I can't remember what the character's name is in this film. Scott Calvin, that's right, conveniently SC. And he is trying to put on Christmas for his kid. And it doesn't quite go to plan. But if you look at the amount of effort he puts in for this kid at the start, he literally tries to cook a full Christmas dinner just for the two of them.
Yeah.
It goes awry because he's not a great cook. This kid does not care.
Did you know that whatever the other stepdad's name is, he can cook perfectly?
Yeah, so he knows how to cook. The kid always refers to the stepfather as being better. Basically.
Perfect.
But Tim Allen is not trying. Scott is not trying to be distant. He's actually really trying his hardest to connect with his kid.
Yep.
And that is how I'd forgotten that. I kind of thought the kid kind of gets it. It's understandable because he's, being neglected. But I don't feel that's the case.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is one of those things. This is a movie that's primarily focused on the father as the main character.
Yeah.
A lot of movies like that, the kids are usually... not using the first word that comes to my mind.
No, can't do that because we have a child in the room. But no, I just felt as it goes on, the kid I think realizes that his dad, Charlie realizes his dad does care for him and isn't trying to be out of his life. He's actually trying very actively to be in his life. In a movie that doesn't really have villains, I'm going to say the stepdad is the villain.
Yeah, that's what I thought the whole time.
Because the stepdad is deliberately undermining the child's actual father at every opportunity.
It was sort of a trope of the 90s that the step-parent was
the
evil one.
Yeah, 100%.
And how do you tell a child, oh yeah, Santa Claus isn't real?
Yeah, that's right. Until the stepdad reveals his story that he didn't get a whistle for his third Christmas. He was 3, and that's when he stopped believing in Santa. How disappointing is that?
Not my whistle.
No, I know. But hey, look, as it's revealed in this movie, for anyone who hasn't seen this movie, now this movie came out in 1994. So this is at the peak of Tim Allen being in Home Improvement.
Yep.
Which I haven't watched again, but I loved that show as a kid.
I never really got that show.
No?
But I was probably a bit too young for
You were
it.
probably a little bit young for it at the time. But I mean, that movie introduced us to both Tim Allen and Jonathan Taylor Thomas, who went on to be absolute Disney staples going forward. Because this is the year before Toy Story. And Tim Allen will never have to worry about money again because his voice is Oh, that was a good one. His voice has been licensed and used now in the Toy Story movies and all affiliated merchandise. He played Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah.
To infinity
and beyond. I loved in this movie. So I'll do the movie first. Tim Allen's catchphrase. He played Tim the Toolman Taylor in Home Improvement. And his catchphrase was not words. It was... That was his catchphrase. Literally, Chels. Yeah.
Ho, 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 ho.
No. He grunted. That was his whole thing. They get one into this movie. It's when he does his ho, ho, ho. He goes, ho, 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 ho. And I went, we know you play a character in a sitcom. We don't need you to refer to the sitcom. But that's okay. Yeah, so we know you play this sitcom character. He doesn't need to be referred to all the time. But...
yeah, paying homage once or twice is fine.
I mean, it is where he was known from, I guess. So, you can do that. So this movie, though, it's kind of a dark premise, this one as well, for a kid's film. They hear a noise on the roof on Christmas Eve. They go out to investigate, and what do you know? Santa's on the roof.
Yep.
They startle him. He falls to his death.
No more Santa.
Santa dies. It's not good, is it? No. You think, well, that's not good. Santa's died. Scott, his name. Yeah, Scott finds a card in the coat, Santa's coat, because Santa's body disappears and only the clothes remain. He finds a card that says, put on the robes. He does so and ends up being Santa for the rest of the night. They deliver all the presents to all the kids in the world, which is lovely. It's great. They end up in the North Pole.
Yep.
Where all of these elves just start referring to him as Santa.
Not a random guy just off the streets. Oh, hi, Santa.
Yep,
What are you
and
doing, Santa?
they say, who's in charge? You are. No, I'm not. And they meet, what's the elf's name? Bernard?
Bernard,
yeah. Yeah, Bernard, and it's the Santa Claus. Because I'm not Santa Claus. No, not Claus as in the person. Claus as in the last line of a contract. And on the outside of the card that he's read that says put on the cloak, it says, in agreeing to put on the coat.
Yeah, it's like there's a massive little...
in tiny writing. Yeah, in putting on the cloak and getting into the sleigh, you hereby agree to be Santa Claus. And so they spend a night in the North Pole with the elves. Charlie's there as well. The next morning, they wake up in their bed, and it's kind of like a fever dream almost. It feels to Scott. The kid still says, we went to the North Pole and you became Santa. And he's kind of, I don't think that's true. I don't know what's going on. Your catchphrase in all of these podcast movies, hijinks ensue, where he starts to put on a bit of weight.
Yep.
And then his hair starts to go white.
It's a bit body horror, really.
It is a little bit. His taste changes. What's your diet? Milk and cookies. That's all. I don't always finish the milk. I think it was the exact quote. But
And then was it at the end of the movie? Ew, what's this? Stinky milk's gone bad. No, it's soy milk. You're lactose intolerant.
Because in his first stint as Santa, he comes across a girl who says, drink your milk, and he goes, I can't, I'm lactose intolerant. So when he sees her the next year, she's put out soy milk for him. It's a very nice touch. It's
a good kid.
Yeah, but...
At the same time, how can he eat cookies if he's lactose intolerant?
Well, not all cookies have milk in them.
True.
And he's also not lactose intolerant.
And also... lactose intolerant people, it affects you a little bit differently depending on how it's being delivered.
Because we've got one of those in this room.
Hi. I'm the problem, it's me.
You know, at tea time, everybody agrees. He softens as a person. He starts to become more cheerful. Jolly, even, you might say. And partly it's him accepting his new role as being Santa, but there's the background story of him learning how to parent, how to be the best parent he can.
Yep.
And the kid having to come to terms properly with the separation. I read into that more last night, I think, rewatching it than I ever had before. So, but it's not in a bad way. It's a very positive end. The parent, and it's a good thing, isn't it? The parents are good friends.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, they're not actually enemies like some divorced parents are. At least they still get along.
That's right. Yeah. So it was very nice to see.
Yep.
I mean, you've said body horror. I don't think we can put that as the genre for this one because we tend to go for a genre with these. But I'm just going to say it, this is a straight up Christmas movie.
Yep. I'm going to say Christmas movie body horror.
I'm taking the body horror bit out. But I got to say, I've never seen any of the sequels.
I think we were going to watch a sequel last year, but then Miss Bradley was like, probably by the time to finish it.
Teaching, yeah, no, that's all right. Not because of any particular reason, but I think a bit like, I mean, Tim Allen knows about gaps between movies doing the Toy Story films, but 1994, the first one came out, and I don't think the second one came out until 2002. So it was an 8-year gap.
Oh, and now there's a sequel series coming out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Soon.
Very soon. The Santa Clauses. I've got no idea what it's about, but it's going to be a Disney Plus series. So
from what I've seen, I've only seen the trailer once.
Yeah.
I believe it's the original Santa Claus coming back to restake his claim.
Not the one that died, like another original? Or?
Like another original.
Ah, so one who actually retired, but instead of dying, passed off the... Oh, okay.
That's the vibe I got from it.
That would be interesting.
But I think I cut you off there. Were you going to say something, Joss?
Not really.
Nope.
No, that's all right. I don't know, any other fun... I mean, what was I going to do? A tiny little thing here. It's a thing we refer to cancel culture every now and then. All right. Now, Tim Allen is very lucky that he was doing all of this stuff before cancel culture existed. Because Tim Allen, before he became famous, went to jail for drug dealing and drug trafficking. Yeah.
It was a style at the time.
It was, but I mean, and in what is probably, it's almost the same way that Robert Downey Jr. has felt. He's done these things, but he's had redemption.
Yep.
But if Tim... Correct, there you go. And thanks for you for being the one to say that, Chels, because we've been somehow bringing Marvel into all of these Christmas podcasts, but that's... don't worry, we'll tell you. You'll hear them, never mind. But this is a great example of how a person gets redemption before they become famous, or before they become famous again, because we've seen a lot of times these days what people try to cancel other... It's the James Gunn thing. James Gunn lost his job for tweets that he made a decade before until people realised what a stupid thing to do. A person can grow and change in that time.
Yeah.
And Tim Allen, thankfully, was able to avoid that situation because he didn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve to be... I don't think he should be cancelled for something he did once. He served his time.
Yeah. Especially if you have served your time, I think you've done your repayment to society.
Correct.
That can be buried.
Yep, absolutely. So, no, because Tim Allen made quite a few movies in the mid-90s after this film. So he did this one. He did things like Jungle to Jungle, Joe Somebody. There was one he did with Kirstie Alley. I can't remember. It was For Richer or Poorer.
And Toy Story.
And he was doing the Toy Story films at the same time. But these were wholesome films.
Yep.
And that was what his character was. He was a wholesome character. And they did 7 or 8 seasons of Home Improvement.
He plays
playing
a good dad
in that film, in that TV show. So, look, I just think it's to anyone who is a lover or proponent of our new thing of getting rid of celebrities for things they've done in the past, Tim Allen is a great example of why don't do that.
Yep.
You know what? Don't. There are times where it's fine. It makes sense when you're talking your Kevin Spaceys of the world and you're talking your...
Oh, yeah. There are some crimes that absolutely...
Yes. Your Harvey Weinsteins. Don't get me wrong, because no one's done their time or paid for that.
Yeah, that's the point. If someone has done their time and they've done the repentance, then let it pass.
Yes.
But those who have gotten away with it...
Yep.
Yeah, let them burn.
Yeah, and so I know I've gotten a bit preachy in this episode, but I don't see a time where we will talk Tim Allen again unless we start talking just Pixar. But yep.
Tim, I'm sure Toy Story will come up.
It will, absolutely. But this is just an opportunity for now because I agree with not hiring people or blacklisting actors and actresses in Hollywood for the awful things they've done. I don't agree with getting rid of a person who has paid their due and is just trying to move on with life.
Yep.
It's just the way that the world goes. And I just wanted to say that. And it's actually genuine. It's a positive thing. This is an example of how someone can move on from the awful things they've done. Yeah. But that's it. That's all I wanted to say.
So, obviously, this gets the seal of approval add to the playlist.
This gets the seal of... so, 2 thumbs.
2 thumbs up?
Yeah.
Chelsea?
How are you feeling?
2 thumbs up? 2 thumbs down?
2 toes.
2 thumbs, 2 toes again?
2 thumbs, 2 toes.
God.
All right.
2 eyes.
2 eyes up. You can't see the movie if you got 2 eyes up.
Everything.
And if you keep your toes up like that too long, they'll cramp.
2 hands.
2 hands up as well. No worries. Did you think of what you wanted to say? No, that's okay.
I'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
I too will. 2 thumbs of approval. Absolutely. Add this to your Christmas playlist.
Particularly if you've got kids. I know, and I know you don't, but it is one of those ones that kids would love this movie. It's amazing. And again, rewatching it last night, I rediscovered the nostalgic love for it that I knew I had. But there we are. Chelsea, thought of it yet? Nah, that's all right.
We can just finish the episode and when
just get an add-on.
When it comes to me later tonight, I'll yell at myself and be like, gosh, damn it.
Nah, wonderful. All right, well, we'll call it there. And thanks again for being here. Thank you, Chelsea, for coming on again. We'll get you in for one more of these. Yeah, that'll be good. And then we'll see you again sometime in the future. Okay. And, thanks again, Blaze. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Hannah.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the latest episode of Breakdown the Universe and our special series, The 12 Pods of Christmas. If you would like to follow us on the socials, you can find us at Facebook, Instagram, X/Twitter, and TikTok. If you would like to send us an email requesting a topic or asking any questions, please send an email to breakdowntheuniverse@gmail.com.au. If you'd like to watch us talking nonsense at each other on video, you can